So now it's time for Karen's book club discussion. I have Sam Armstrong and I have Anita North here to discuss and share their thoughts on the book. Both avid readers, so I really can't wait to hear what you think. Did you like the book?
I really did enjoy the book, yes. It was a gripping one, you know?
Yeah.
You really wanted to see what was going to happen next. A lot of suspense built up at the beginning.
How long did it take you to read?
Just like 2 days.
2 days.
I was quick, you know.
That good? That good?
Yeah, in amongst, you know, dealing with the kids and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. How about you, Sam?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well, and I would say the same. Really suspenseful, but in quite a unique way. There was no kind of major violent event or anything that escalated things. It was more just this undercurrent of constant threats and pressure that was building.
Yeah. And we were talking earlier, of course, this book is actually the same authors who wrote The Wife Between Us. And we were saying, you've read The Wife Between Us as well, and we were comparing the two, which I think most readers will do. I mean, what was your take on, from a comparison point of view?
I really enjoyed both of them. I think if I had to have a preference, it would be The Wife Between Us.
Yeah.
I almost felt there was elements of An Anonymous Girl that the authors were overstating because the expectations were so high for their first book.
Yeah.
And with the ending, for example, I felt like they were maybe overplaying certain things and being a bit too direct when they could have let it be more subtle, but they felt they needed to tick the box and have that big impact again.
Yeah. Did you get a sense that it was written by two people, or was it quite seamless?
I don't think I would have known if I hadn't read, obviously, the cover to see the two authors. I don't think I would have thought, this doesn't quite match up. No.
Yeah, it's an interesting, from an author's perspective, it's quite an interesting take on it. Was there anything that you didn't like about the book?
Well, because there's a double narrative. So you've got the main Jess, and then you've also got the narrative from Dr. Shields. And I felt that the suspense was building, but then I think because Dr. Shields, her narrative sort of explains some of the things you thought, I wonder what's going to happen next.
Right.
That's what I wasn't too keen on. I think it maybe went into too much detail in her narrative, whereas maybe if they just kept Jess talking and Dr. Shields is a bit more of an anonymous narrative, you might have been a bit more like,
Yeah, I agree.
But it was other than that, no, it was very, it kept you gripped, like I say, you wanted to get through it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what kind of reader do you think would enjoy this book?
But I was thinking probably like late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
Because I think if you identify with Jess, being a single person, being a very independent lead character, living on her own in New York, not struggling for money, and going out and drinking and meeting loads of different people. I think that sort of person would really identify with that lead character.
Yeah,
I think as well, people that like thrillers, obviously, but people that don't necessarily want the violence of a thriller, but they still want the suspense. For me, it was a bit deeper. It was quite thought-provoking as well.
So more on a psychological sort of.
And there was a lot of the psychology to it that would keep people interested.
Yeah. Okay. So if you had to give it a star rating out of 5.
What did I say? 4.5 out of 5.
4.5 out of 5.
I would say 4.
4 out of 7. So we've had one comment from Facebook that said they love the book, but they wish that they'd wanted to know more about the husband. I mean, did you feel the same way? This is the husband of Dr. Shields.
I found him quite a weak character, to be honest. And I felt like there was a lot of loose ends where he was concerned as well. At some points he seemed in control, but then most of the time he just didn't really seem to offer much to the dynamic, I thought.
Yeah, he was a bit of a non-event, they just didn't really go into depth with him, and there's a lot of unexplained, he's gone off to do this, where was he? Because it never really closed them loops.
And he was pretty morally inept as well for a psychologist.
Yes.
Very.
There was that aspect of it.
Yeah. And too weak to do anything about his relationship with his wife.
Yes, which again wasn't really explored.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Was the husband morally inept? Could they have brought out his character in the story a little bit more? Leave your comments on Facebook and Instagram about An Anonymous Girl.